The Ross family, originally from Scotland, came to live in the beautiful Irish village of Rostrevor in the early 1700s. They first came to this house, Green Park, just outside the village. The parish church still has the communion silver donated by General Ross's grandmother Anne at this time. 2 centuries later, the house was home to Frank Hall, an MI5 officer who was the model for James Bond's Q. They built the lodge in what is now Kilbrony Park. Set beneath Slieve Martin, first of the Mourne Mountains, the house overlooked the wide expanse of Carlingford Lough. It was here that a man who nearly changed the course of American history and who played a central role in the events leading to the writing of the Star-Spangled Banner spent happy childhood days. Robert Ross was always likely to be a military man. His father and uncle both fought with the British Army in the French and Indian War in America, his uncle alongside George Washington. Another influence was boyhood friend Arthur Wellesley, an Irishman who, as the Duke of Wellington, became one of the greatest military commanders in British history, and for whom Ross served valiantly at the heart of his famous Invincibles. While studying at Trinity College, Dublin, Ross came to know another famous Irishman, Wolfe Tone, who had become the leader of the United Irishmen Revolutionaries, who fought for liberty for all and independence from Britain. When Tone visited Ross's beloved Rostrevor, he admitted being more and more in love with the village. Although from the established Church of Ireland and a landowning family, the Rosses were unusually open-minded for the time. They donated the land on which Rostrevor's Catholic Church now stands and later provided the church's beautiful organ too. Ross and his brother also gave the land for the new Church of Ireland in what was known as Barrack Green. Ross, however, would not live to see the new church, worshipping instead in the tiny and now ruined St. Paul's Church in the heart of the village. In 1802, Ross married Dubliner Elizabeth Glasscock, whom he affectionately called Lai. Deeply devoted to each other, the couple had 2 sons and a daughter, and Lai followed Ross around Europe as he rose to become one of the Duke of Wellington's most trusted generals. Whenever possible, Ross and his family returned to Rostrevor, where he had built a neat and elegant cottage near the River Gann. The Rosses planned a home in this beautiful location overlooking the lough and planted trees in readiness. Ross would retire here soon, and they would raise the family together. Fate, however, had other plans. Ross and the Duke of Wellington's Invincibles had been at the heart of the battles against Napoleon that raged across Europe. With the French Emperor's defeat, the British turned their attention to America in a dispute triggered by British interference with American trade and the press ganging of Americans to the British Navy. War broke out in 1812 when American forces invaded Canada. The British looked for a general of integrity, courage, and no little brilliance to lead their forces. They chose an Irishman, Robert Ross of Rostrevor. It was the greatest honour he could receive, but he was reluctant. He had no animosity against Americans, accepting the command despite his feelings of friendship for the country. And he would leave Lai, struggling with deep depression and a dark foreboding that she would never see him again.